Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Show. It's February 20th, 2015 today. How is everybody doing this week? It's Friday. Thank goodness. It's been quite a week this week, and unfortunately, this is going to have to be a short episode because Ben is not going to be joining us once again. He hasn't really communicated to me what um, he hasn't communicated to me much of what what our actual plans are. And I really wanted to get this show out of the way because I have a lot of stuff to do this afternoon, including getting ready for Spin for a Million, which premieres tomorrow. I know you guys are very, very excited about it as much as I am. I think I've got pretty much everything almost in order. The signups are now closed, so if you weren't able to sign up, I'm sorry. But that's just how it is, I guess. I'm just getting the last few contestants entered into my notepad here. And then we're just going to start the show off tomorrow, and we're going to see who's going to be spinning the big wheel for all that great cash that's going to be offered up. And then I'll give more people a chance to sign up in the comments below tomorrow's episode. But if you've already signed up for an episode, you don't need to sign up for another one. And I'll explain that in more detail at the end of the show tomorrow. So this is going to be maybe kind of a shorter show today. I'm not sure exactly where Ben is. I've tried calling him and he's not answering, so I'm assuming he's busy taking care of some other stuff. But let me just message people on Facebook. So you might hear a couple of Facebook notifications popping up. Actually, I should probably just close that out. And we've got, I just missed a comment that just came in from somebody. Hello, whoever just put in that comment. I couldn't catch your name there. So I hope everybody had a pretty good week this week. Ben and I both have had a very busy week. This second semester is definitely not messing around when it comes to getting a lot of work handed to us. So the shows are going to be a little bit awkward, I guess, without Ben here because there's not really much people to talk to. I'm just talking to you guys basically, but whatever, we'll deal with it. Spell his name. I'm just getting these other people, and thank you guys. Thank you all who signed up for Spin for a Million. We've got a lot of people. Let me actually count how many there are here. 1, 2. "32 people have signed up. That is awesome, and that is going to be a lot of fun, especially since we're going to have a lot more people joining us now for the show as a contestant. That is, so I'm going to be filming that. Lair 4009 is going to be joining me for the first episode. Hopefully, I guess. I'm not sure. We're still trying to figure out a time in which we're going to film it. But we're gonna get it done tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's probably not gonna be as professional looking because we're just trying to. This is basically just a bring back of a lot more simpler type of video that I used to do, and when I used to just kind of start making videos. It was kind of my first simple video, and I just had recorded it with my camera with the thing pointed at the screen. But we've got a lot more stuff to worry about now as we're we're going to be recording it in game or on the wheel, or we're recording the wheel with our computer screen recorder. So it's going to be a lot more complex than what the show originally used to be. But at the same time, it's also going to be very simple because I'm not going to, like I said before, we're not going to have any big mini games. Basically, what we're just going to be doing is having it so we're just going to have the list of people, and then it's going to randomize, and whoever gets picked will be able to spin the wheel, and we're going to be doing that a total of 3 times, and people will just spin the wheel for the money. It's not going to be that long of a show. If you think about it, it's probably only going to be maybe a 10-minute show per episode. Tomorrow's might be a little bit long because I'm going to be kind of explaining a little bit after the show the whole sign-up process, I guess. But stay tuned because tomorrow is going to be a really, really awesome day for all of you who love the original show. And maybe your name, if you're a person who signed up for the show, maybe you will be one of the lucky 3 to be spinning the big wheel for $1 million on episode 1 tomorrow. But if you don't make it tomorrow, your name will still be kept in the list and will be entered in for any future episodes. But more details will be coming about that tomorrow. So hope you guys are all excited. If you guys are excited for the show tomorrow, let me know in the comments below. First things first, I'll just start off the show here. I know that was just kind of a starter of our show here, but I want to see if I can find this broadcast and be able to read your guys' comments while I'm doing the podcast here. Maybe Ben will be able to come in sometime in this podcast, but I'm not quite entirely sure. So we'll just have to see what happens. So I'm trying to figure out where I can go to look at this stream. Here we go, live now. Friday show. I'm gonna mute the sound on my side so you guys don't hear a crazy echo, I guess. No comments yet? I just had one come in. At least I thought. No comments to display. Interesting. I thought I just saw one pop up. Anyways, so now I can read your guys' comments. So you guys are welcome to chat with me in the comments below if you want to, if you guys are watching this on YouTube right now. But if you're not and you're watching this at a later time, don't bother doing it. And but like I mentioned before, if you guys have any questions for me and Ben to answer on the show, feel free to let us know in the comments below, as well as any requests for any stuff that you want us to talk about. We've only got a couple things to talk about today since Ben and I didn't really have a whole lot of time this week. We had a really busy week this week. We just had a bunch of tests that we had to take this week for school, and especially today as well. Two big tests today. Wasn't very fun. But either way, we got through it. The weekend is here, so now we're going to talk about some stuff here. So first things first, I'm going to talk about, well, let's go ahead and just get our regular segment out of the way, our Steam This Week segment. This is the segment on a new segment on our show. Well, it's a segment on our new show. We're going to be looking at some of the highlights of games that came out this week on Steam. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, first things first, I do want to mention that I don't know if I mentioned this on last week's show, but it's Matthew Jensen. Okay, so he just dropped a comment here. He says, "Hey, I did not sign up this time, but will you let more people sign up later?" Yes. After tomorrow's show, if you didn't sign up for the show yet and you want to be on the show, you will have the option to sign up in the comments below tomorrow's episode. You have to put it in the comments below tomorrow's episode. Like I said before, more details will be coming tomorrow, I promise. But now that that's out of the way, Hatred has, if you guys didn't watch that last week's show or the show before, we talked about the upcoming mass shooter game Hatred that's kind of controversial over the internet, and it may very well be known as the most violent video game of all time, if you guys didn't see last week's episode. We're supposed to be getting our Steam keys this week, but we haven't yet. I have already pre-ordered it because I'm curious to see how violent the game can get. Like I mentioned before, we're not going to be playing it on YouTube probably because I just don't want to have that type of game featured on my channel, especially for the younger audience on my channel. But anyways, not sure when the Steam keys are going to come in for that, but hopefully very soon. I'm just looking through my watch later stuff. Okay, so now we're going to head into our Steam This Week segment. So let's see what we got here. We have, let me just take a quick scan through. See if anything piques my interest. We have My Dream, just came out today. Build, terraform, quest, and explore your way across beautiful voxel-based worlds in My Dream, our online creative community. So it's in early access right now. It's a sandbox game that combines grid-based building with organic and fully deformable voxel terrain. Sounds like a game that we play on Mondays. Anyways, Running Shadows, a new free-to-play game. I'm not sure what that's all about. Give me a little bit here. We have Killing Floor Uncovered. Anybody who plays Killing Floor on Steam, it's a live-action film of Killing Floor. It's 12 minutes long, and it's inspired by the video game franchise Killing Floor. It's an action-packed experience that both gamers and horror film fans will love. So that's free to watch on Steam, so go check that out. I guess it's also available to watch on Vimeo if you don't if you can't get the Steam thing to work. European Ship Simulator. The simulators never stop coming. A speeding powerboat, a humble tug to a luxury cruise liner, captain 8 highly detailed ships, fight against realistic water physics, and take in spectacular vistas as you navigate famous European ports. All right. People are saying it's the most relaxing ship simulator set sail. Let's help the devs make it even better. So I guess it is still part of a update. I guess the full release though. Yeah, I think I do remember it being on early access a while back. So I guess that's out of early access. There is a game that is also out of early access as of yesterday, and like I said before, we are going to be interviewing the man, or at least the main developer of the game, next week's Friday show. If you guys didn't watch last week's show, we are interviewing the developer for one of the most popular games on Steam, and a game that Ben and I both love to play all the time. And those of you who do have me on Steam, you guys probably know what it is already. But we're going to be interviewing the main developer of that game, and it's going to be a great show. And I'm definitely going to have Ben for that show. We're going to make sure that he gets there as well. I'm really excited to interview him. It's going to be quite an honor since we have a lot of fun playing the game. We've had a lot of fun playing it for almost a year now. That's when we started playing. It was when it started on early access. So stay tuned for that next week. Let's see what else came out this week. Blast Zone 2, an action-packed side-scrolling shooter that will really get your adrenaline pumping. Join up with a friend locally or online and battle the alien forces that have invaded the planet and take the fight to them. Feel the excitement of breaking through the enemy barricade at high speed. So it's some of the tags on here are action, indie, shoot 'em up, fast-paced, and co-op. So seems kind of fun if you want to have a little co-op game there. More Rocksmith 2014 DLC. Some Jane's Addiction songs that have been released. So anybody who plays that can get some new songs there. We got Paparazzi. Catch the celebrity, avoid the paparazzi. Paparazzi is a local multiplayer game of cat and mouse. The celebrity runs, dashes, and hides while the paparazzi tries to take constant photos of them. It's a simple yet competitive arcade action game with a Where's Waldo feel. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll keep my eye on that one. I don't know if that's still in early access or not, but so that's Paparazzi. I don't want to go too far back again here. AV is a first-person stealth puzzle musical adventure game. The game places the player in the role of a rogue music processing algorithm from a computer sound system. What? The player can view the world only through audible means. Okay, let me see the video here. AV can only interpret his world through the use of sound. Make a sound and you'll see it as light. That's cool. So I think we played an indie game just like that. I think it was like something with devil in it. It was devil was one of the words, I think. Generate music to navigate the world. That's pretty cool. Use instruments to expand your abilities. So it seems like just kind of a musical platformer-based game. So it looks kind of cool. I'd like to do some more research on that. This is stuff from back last week. Okay. Otherwise, just a lot more DLCs for games that have come out. So if you own, let's see, we've got Four Kings Casino, Tails Runner, Train Simulator, even more stuff's being added for that. I don't think they're ever going to stop adding stuff for that, but That's what's on Steam this week. Make sure you check back every week's episode to see what new games get released on Steam. I'm not sure if I mentioned this also before, but our good buddy of ours at school, Cam, has requested a game for me to play for a Let's Play in the future, and that is the Telltale Games' Game of Thrones series, I guess you could call it. It is $29.99 on Steam right now, and I'm going to be waiting for a price drop on it because I don't know a whole lot about Game of Thrones. I mean, he's told me that it's not you don't need to watch the TV show in order to know what's going on. It's kind of its own different story, which is pretty cool. But it's on my wish list for sure. So I'm looking forward to hopefully playing that in the future. I think there's 6 episodes when usually in Telltale Games there's 5 episodes when it comes to Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. Game of Thrones is a 6-part episodic game series set in the world of HBO's groundbreaking TV show. This new story tells of House Forrester, a noble family from the north of Westeros, loyal to the Starks of Winterfell. So there's a lot of mythical words being used in that, but either way, I'm excited to play it because I've heard a lot of great things about it. Matthew is commenting looks like what's a song here. Shoulders sideways, smack it in the air. What is this song? Wave your hands side to side, put it in the air. I have no idea. Let me Google it. Oh, okay. It's 7-Eleven, Beyonce Knowles. I haven't heard that song. Here's the thing with Beyonce. I feel like she's been over. Her style is just kind of overdone now. I think a lot of her songs are very similar to one another, which is why I really don't listen to a whole lot of her new songs. In fact, I really don't listen to a whole lot of her anymore anyway. But I don't know. She's just not as great as I remember her being. Back in the days of the Pink Panther with Steve Martin, that was good stuff. But nowadays, her music is just very meh. Single Ladies is always a good one that they play at school dances. So we always break it down on that. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for Steam this week. Going to move on to our next topic here. Sticking on to video games here, we're going to be coming you live here with information on the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's game. I'm not sure if we actually talked about the show or talked about the game itself. First thing first, before we do that, I want to see if I can get this thing to open and get it in a window. So 1 second, we'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is coming out very soon, and I'm not sure if we did talk about it on the last show, so I'm just going to be kind of brief here, I guess. If you guys didn't see my Facebook page, I talked about, I had a reaction video for the trailer, and it's not turning out to be very impressive if you guys didn't see the video itself. I think the game is like what I've said about Beyonce is outdone. I don't think there's much more you can do with the game. I mean, I know they're adding a lot of new characters and stuff, and they're trying to make it more scary. But I honestly maybe thought that probably the first one was scarier than the second one. I'm not quite sure. That I could be wrong there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I feel like $8 is a lot to say for that kind of game. Or yeah, that game. I keep thinking it's a movie or a TV show because we're still talking. We were still talking about Game of Thrones. So maybe I'll get it. We'll see. If you guys want me to play it really, really badly, maybe we'll check it out on a Game and Watch. But I'm not really up to. I'm not really up to playing it all the way through because I'm just not that interested in playing it. But anyways, that's pretty much that. There is a Facebook page for all of you who want to follow them on Facebook. I follow them. I check out some of their posts. So, but apparently the new animatronics name is Springtrap. There's been a lot of rumors going around this past week. Scott Cawthon, the creator of it, did a little bit of a joke, I guess you could call it, for the fans. So he did this update on Steam, and it was it says game. It said game canceled with parentheses, not really, and then it says it's true. I was hacked and the game is canceled. Someone released it for free here, and it took you to a Game Jolt link, and you download it, and it's this 8-bit kind of jumping game with the troll music in the background. So obviously it was a big joke and everything. And then he puts an update. In case you all haven't figured out yet, I have not been hacked, so stop worrying. All I've been hearing about all day is how I've been hacked. Everything is fine. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is still moving full speed ahead. Now everyone take a chill pill and enjoy the nice game I made for you. So he's basically kind of joking around with the people who are impatiently waiting for the game to come out, which I guess is kind of funny, but it was kind of abrupt because I was interested to see if it was the actual full game released for free because still trying to find out where Ben is. So if you want to go check out that recent post by him and download that little, it's not like really, it's got the troll music in the background, but it's like an actual fun little mini game. It's an 8-bit kind of platform thing with Freddy's head on it. But anyways, that's pretty much that for Five Nights at Freddy's. We've still got another hour of the show here, and I'm really hoping we can get Ben on here because I think we might have a couple more topics with him. But I'm kind of running short here. We didn't have a whole lot of time to prep for the show this week. Oh crap! I lost the comments page. There we go. If you guys are watching right now on YouTube, feel free to comment any questions you have down below, and I will be glad to answer them for you. Oh yes, I totally forgot about this. I think we might talk about, well, since we're still waiting for Ben, and I'm not even sure if he's going to be online or not. Oh, it looks like he was just on recently. So he'll probably be joining us here in just a little bit, hopefully. My phone, there it is. No message from him, sadly. But anyways, next thing we're going to talk about is the one of the biggest events in TV history that happened last weekend, and that was the 40th Saturday Night Live anniversary, 40-year Saturday Night Live anniversary. It was a big special that went on for about 3.5 hours, and it featured an endless amount of celebrities: Steve Martin, Jim Carrey, Melissa McCarthy, Betty White, which I was glad to see her there. Glad to see that she's still going well at age 92. And
hello.
Oh, there's Ben. Ben is here.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben. What's that?
I said sorry, I forgot.
He forgot. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, Ben has forgotten.
Are we live right now?
We are live.
Okay, sorry about that.
How you doing, Ben?
Okay.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. Welcome to the show, Ben. we have, let's see, what have we talked about? We just started talking about SNL 40. And let's see, I still got a couple more things to talk about. We talked about basically what's on Steam this week. What else did we talk about? Five Nights at Freddy's. We talked about Five Nights at Freddy's 3, which actually we'll go back to that topic for just a second here.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's? Because I bet people want to know what your thoughts are.
On what?
On Five Nights at Freddy's. And just what they've been doing with the series and the third one coming out and whatnot.
I won't say I'm really a fan of it. I mean, it was alright, but I wouldn't say I was a very big fan of the whole Five Nights at Freddy's craze.
Right. And I'm not sure how well. And I was just mentioning that I'm not sure how well this third game's gonna go. Because from what I saw in the trailer, it really just seems like he's just desperate to make more money on this series.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Also, we mentioned about Spin for Million. Spin for Million premieres tomorrow. Ben, if you want me to add you on the contestants list, since it's still Friday, I can add you really quickly if you want to be on the contestants list.
Okay.
Like he's gonna watch it. Okay, now sign-ups are
About like maybe 90% of the people that I do videos with, I like don't watch any of them.
right. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I usually don't watch my own videos. I usually sometimes watch like the first 20 seconds of it to make sure everything sounds okay with the audio and whatnot there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. We also mentioned that we have a special guest coming to the show next week, in which we're still trying to figure out a time for that because Ben has a doctor's appointment to go to, unless you've found a way to change it yet.
No.
No?
No.
So what time is that at again?
4:30.
4:30. Lovely. So let's see. We get at 2:35. No, never mind. How long does the doctor's appointment usually take?
I'm not sure.
Because I was thinking, well, our guest is in Eastern time zone right now, and it will be probably 9 o'clock. If we were to start at 6, it would be 9 o'clock over there. He's not online right now, but I'll try to message him later. Hello, Armanga4! I'm actually reading I found a way to read the comments while we're streaming, so that's fun. But it's going to be a really great show next week, and I hope that we can be able to figure out a way to get a good time in there. Well, you guys can feel free to sound off your guesses in the comments below. If you guys want to guess who we're going to be interviewing this week. Logan Skelton says, replace Spin for Million with Spin for $0.
Yep.
JK, he says. That's a good one.
Good.
We also mentioned how busy our week was this week. Even though it was only 4 days, it still ended up being a busy week.
Yeah, it did.
How about that studies test today? That was not too bad.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I would say at the least I missed maybe 2. At the least.
I would say the ones that I messed up on was probably some of the multiple choice ones.
I think I aced the multiple choice.
There were a couple that kind of threw me off, and there was one ID identification. There was like 1 or 2 that I was stuck on. The map wasn't too bad.
I got stuck on the first 2 identification.
Yeah. For the map, I basically just used a process of elimination, and then for the ones that I had no idea about, I sounded the name of the. This is my way of doing it. I sounded the name of the city in my head, and I also thought the country's name. It was like,
Yeah, that's what I did too.
yeah, you did too. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
like if the city name sounds similar to like for example Pakistan.
Yeah.
So maybe that theory will work out.
Yeah.
But and you took the math test yesterday. We just took it today as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that test? It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult.
Yeah, I found it to be difficult too. Mainly because I feel like it wasn't really clear on what we were supposed to be looking at for studying wise, whether it be just the review in the book or all of our notes that we took.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. But it's still very early in the semester, so nothing too much to worry about, hopefully. Let's see. But with that, I think we'll head right back to talking about SNL 40. Did you watch anything of it at all?
No, I didn't get to watch it.
Okay. So they did bring back classic Celebrity Jeopardy with Will Ferrell and Sean Connery. They brought back that classic sketch, and they ended up having Matthew McConaughey, played by Jim Carrey. And I'll have to show you that this weekend. Are you available this weekend? Because I believe we have to
Yeah, I'm available.
do some stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yes, by the way, guys, I am all of this week. I have been watching the Harry Potter movies. I've been watching one per day. I'm just about to be watching the sixth one at around 6:30 Sunday. And maybe when Ben comes over this weekend, have you seen all of them?
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
Okay, because I think the only ones I haven't seen are Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. But anyways, maybe you'll watch with me if I get lucky. Ben, I would have the honor to watch Harry Potter with you.
Will you watch Harry Potter with me?
Will you watch Harry Potter?
No.
But we need to watch. No. They just have so much help, and you're just like, no.
Yep. No.
We also have a Haunting in Georgia to watch if we're up for watching that.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll just skip that Drake and Josh episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that one wasn't as entertaining. I should have the DVD next to me so I can see which ones we have up next. Anyways, yep. Okay. Now that I know you're available this weekend. Okay. Next up, we're going to be talking about a movie that came out last week, and that movie is known as 50 Shades of.
Yeah.
Yep. 50 Shades of Grey just came out last week on the 13th, so just a week from today. And it did not do great reviews, and I'm not surprised as well. This is probably one of the most overhyped movies that I've ever heard.
Probably.
Mainly because it was very, very advertised. When we were in San Francisco on our trip, we saw posters everywhere for 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
And that makes me think that this, like I mentioned just a couple seconds ago, how this movie was so overhyped, and it didn't meet people's expectations to be a good movie. You're literally watching a porn.
Yeah.
But what I've read in the reviews is that it's not as graphic as the book is, like not even as graphic as the book is.
Yeah.
Which makes me curious as to how far they're going to push it for the supposedly rumored NC-17 version.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so if you want to waste $20 on a movie, guys, go see 50 Shades of Grey. But really, I'm being serious. You guys, if you are going to be going to see a movie this weekend, don't go see Hot Tub Time Machine 2 as well, because I've heard that's just as bad. Go see Kingsman: The Secret Service. I've heard nothing but great reviews on that movie, and I want to see it so bad. It looks really good. and maybe American Sniper. I still haven't seen that yet, but I've heard controversial reviews on that movie, which is kind of leading me to not go see it. 'Cause I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. Let's check some comments here. It's 8 o'clock here. How about where you live from Matthew Jensen? It is 5:04 right now, so I think you are also in Eastern time zone. So we are over in the Pacific time zone. Pep72 asks, how will the new Spin for Million work, Zach? By the way, I had no school at all this week, so I had a winter break. Nice. We're 30 subscribers away from 800. That's cool. I just talked about this towards the start of the show, so I'll just mention this one more time for those who are just joining us live. So basically, I have the list of people here. I'm going to be entering them all on probably something like random.org, and we will be randomly. What I'll be doing is I'll probably hit the randomizer button 3 times, just to get a good mix in there, and then whoever is on the top of the list will be the contestants spinning the wheel. There will be 3 contestants spinning per episode, and that's just pretty much going to be it. I'm going to pull a random name from the list of names that we have, and whoever gets chosen will give it to Ben for $1 million. I'm not going to show you guys what the wheel looks like until tomorrow's episode. It's a pretty simple wheel. It's not that amazing. But I'm using wheeltheside.com just to make a simple wheel. Larry 4009 will be joining us for the first episode of that. So look forward to that. And maybe we'll have Ben co-host an episode with us in one of the future months. I don't know if you're up for that at all.
Probably.
He says probably. Everybody get excited. Ben's going to be on an episode.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Ben, you're done. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ben Blake texted me this morning. He's like, do you want to ride or not? And I was like, okay, fine.
What?
What's that?
What'd you say?
Ben Blake texted me this morning, and he's like, do you want to ride to school or not? So I just call him, and I'm like, and then he tells me, oh, yeah, I'm already at 6, but I can turn around and come get you. And I was like, do you really want to do that? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, all right. So he shows up, has no idea where I am. I'm by, like, the garage door area.
Wow.
He has to do, like, 2 U-turns. And I'm just squeezing inside his little red Ford Focus. That's what I think he does. So anyways, that was a fun morning. So that's it for that. But yeah, don't go see 50 Shades of Grey this weekend, guys. Go see King from the Secret Service, or watch Horrible Bosses 2 if you haven't yet. It's very hilarious. If you love the first one, you'll love the second one. Ben, have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh man, that's what we're doing this weekend. I also have the second one too. I have this coupon for Xfinity, and it's like you can rent a movie for like half off this weekend. So that can be something we can watch. If you like the first one, we'll watch the second one. Unless we can like space it out or something like that. I don't know. This was just kind of a random topic that we thought of on last week's show. But I guess this is something good for us to talk about for a good amount of time here. All right, Ben, time to go back to the days of elementary school and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
This is going to be our next topic. We're going to be talking about basically everything we love about the old SpongeBobs and what we hate about the new SpongeBobs. SpongeBob originally it started in 1999, so Ben and I were 1. I think Ben was probably just turning 1, but I was already 1, I think.
Wait, when?
1999.
I was just born.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Ben's still 15. Original. Let's see. I'm trying to see when it aired. It was a preview for it on May 1st, so you were just coming out of the womb in 1 more month, I guess. Premiered on July 17th, so that you were literally a month old when it premiered.
Wow.
It's won so many different awards. It's won 6 Annie Awards, 8 Golden Reel Awards, 2 Emmy Awards, 12 Kids' Choice Awards, which is not saying much because it's Kids' Choice, and 2 BAFTA Children's Awards. Despite its widespread popularity, the series has been involved in several public controversies, including one centered on speculation over SpongeBob's intended sexual orientation. Alrighty. So yeah, we start off with season 1. This is 1999 to 2000. With the first episode, Help Wanted. This is when SpongeBob starts to work for the Krusty Krab, or at least he gets hired, I guess. And this is when all the anchovies enter the store, and there's like,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't the first. I want to say the first episode I've ever seen of SpongeBob was probably Ripped Pants.
Yeah.
Either that or the bubble stand. Man, I'm just seeing a lot of great ones here. Pizza Delivery was a great one. Fun, F is for Friends. Gotta love that one. Opposite Day. That was a funny one.
Oh, yeah.
I especially remember having fun with that one. Squeaky Boots. It was an annoying but also funny episode. I like the ones where they were at school and everything, at boating school. But a lot of it just ended up being really random, and I mean, I'm probably just going crazy considering this is SpongeBob, but just the ones where they're in school are not really as funny as when he's like at home or anything like that, or like at the Krusty Krab or something like that. So let me just kind of move on.
24.
What's that?
You know what's better than 24?
What's that?
25.
Oh my gosh, that was like, what year did one of us suddenly bring up that joke when we were on the floor crying?
I think that was last year, actually.
I think that was in computers. Yes, that was in computer skills. That was yes, that was the joke I was thinking of when we last talked about computer skills. Like, there was one joke that had us just on the edge of our seats, just crying out loud, with Miss Boley just looking at us just so confused.
Yeah.
We bring up a joke. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is from an episode of SpongeBob. If you guys haven't seen this episode, you're pretty much nuts, and you should go watch every episode of SpongeBob right now if you haven't watched a single SpongeBob. I don't think any human being has not seen a SpongeBob episode. Oh wait, what? Sorry, I was just looking at a list of articles about SpongeBob. A theater in Colorado accidentally showed 50 Shades of Grey instead of the new SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Oh my God, that's amazing!
Wow.
Oh my gosh, what? According to Colorado reports, the Loveland Theater in Colorado began playing this explicit movie instead of the movie that was meant to be on this theater, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Oh, wow. Only the start of the film was shown, but even so, parents were moving pretty fast to try and hurry their children away from the movie. And this was said by a person who actually took his granddaughter to what he thought would be a screening of the new SpongeBob movie. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
The theater refused to comment on the incident, saying there's no story here. Oh, my God. You cannot back out on letting that happen like this. That might be the best story I've heard all week.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Go check out that article, guys. I could imagine, like, if you walked into a movie like the Lego Movie, and they end up playing like 300 instead of that, people are just gonna be bolting out of there. And I'm assuming this was kind of the same thing for this.
Yeah.
And I also there's Well, let's finish up our SpongeBob talk before we go back into more 50 Shades of Grey stuff. Okay, let me find out what that episode is.
Hey, Patrick. What? I thought of something funnier than 24. Let me do it. 25.
And his cheeks get all red and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What episode is that? I'm trying to find the name of that. Whatever. I guess it's the one when Patrick went to school with him.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of went crazy. All right, so now that we kind of went through those, let's see. We go into season 5. I'm skipping ahead to season 5. This is 2007 to 09. This is with Friend or Foe. I remember. Let's see. I just want to make sure I have this right. Okay. I think I can. I may be wrong when I say this, but I think Friend or Foe was the last great episode of SpongeBob that I've watched. In terms of air date. Because I'm just looking at the list here. I remember watching Who Bob What Pants, and just remember that being meh. Okay. But like, okay, so season 6, SpongeBob versus the Big One, that was disappointing. Truth or Square, yeah, I think I'm pretty close to saying that was pretty close to win. It wasn't great. Gosh, are there still new episodes going?
Yeah.
That is nuts. The last episode that was aired was the last new episode, I should say, is like, let's see, I think it's Kenny the Cat. And that was aired on March 29th of last year. So I guess there hasn't been a new one in a while, but they're still working on more of these. It also says in 2013 it was reported that a 10th season is in production. It was expected to air in 2014. But on December 10th, 2014, Paul Tibbitt announced on his Twitter page that Steven Hillenburg will return to work on the show in January of 2015. So I guess they're just kind of already all back to starting to make the show again. And I'm actually kind of interested in seeing if they could actually be able to go back to their old roots of what SpongeBob used to be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of what's making SpongeBob not as funny anymore is basically the complexities of it now.
Yeah.
I feel like they're making the stories too complex for the point of to the point of kids just kind of watching, just be like, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's not really. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, if you and I were to watch like 5 episodes of SpongeBob, we could find the most adult material within one thing in the episode. But I mean, but you get what I'm saying. It's just not as great as it used to be. Is what I'm trying to get my point at here.
Yeah.
It's too bad, and I'm not saying it's a show that should end. I'm just saying it's a show that needs to kind of step back and say to itself, like what what can we do to like have them watch old episodes and then kind of
Yeah.
come back to themselves and just be like, okay, let's see what we can do with this and try to bring back what was great about SpongeBob. Um, and that leads me to the SpongeBob movie, the newest one, I should say. Uh, I've heard that I've heard that it brings back the funniness of what SpongeBob used to be. Um, but I've also heard from some people this week at school that it wasn't as great as they thought it would be, but it was still okay, I guess. So I'm definitely gonna watch it when it comes out on DVD because I'm interested in seeing if it turns out as decent as people are saying. Because new SpongeBob episodes are still getting an average of around 4 or 5 million viewers, which is not too bad if you think about it. But I mean, I'm looking back to some older episodes here, and it's getting like triple views.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so around, and this is just basically based off of, yeah, I'm seeing like 9 million here. So almost of what it is. But I don't know. Those are just our thoughts. Let us know your thoughts of what SpongeBob has kind of come to be in the comments below. And let us know your opinion. I think that's pretty much all we can really talk about for SpongeBob. I do have a couple things that I do want to talk about. 50 Shades of Grey. We're going to transition from a kids show to a very kid-friendly movie. There's a sequel confirmed? No way.
Oh no.
You're kidding me right now. What? No. Is it true? Let's see this here. Now that 50 Shades of Grey has become an international box office phenomenon, and I will say that, yeah, I will say, it has not gotten good feedback, but it's made $300 million worldwide within this first week.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive. But now, what's saying here is executives from Universal, that's a new word. The author of the book, E.L. James, and Universal are still arguing over the details of the production of the sequel called 50 Shades Darker. I don't even know what the other I don't even know what the other books are called, but because of this, it could mean okay. If James does write the screenplay for 50 Shades Darker, it could mean a later release date for the sequel. He's never written a film before, and the studio may need to factor in extra time for revisions. Most likely won't get underway until the first quarter of 2016. Without a shooting script or start date, having the movie ready for next year's Valentine's Day is highly unlikely. Boy, that's too bad. And I guess that kind of leads to our next topic here, and that's books being made into movies.
Yeah.
Taking Harry Potter, for example, those movies are very great. And I think I can be safe to say it's safe to say that Harry Potter is the best book to movie adaptation ever.
Yeah.
Because if you have something like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you know, I saw the first one. I think that was like, let me see when that one came out. I want to find out what age I was when I saw it. Let's say like 2010. Yeah, it was 2010. So we were in 6th grade. And right around that time, I think I was a big fan of the books.
Yeah.
And I think you were too, according to what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you see any of the movies?
For
Wimpy Kid?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. It's not good. They're not good.
Yeah.
After watching them, I mean, the first one was okay, I guess. I was just hooked on it because I loved the book so much. But about a year later, I watched it again, and I'm like, geez, this is really just a it's a poorly made book adaptation with actors that could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Or the choice of actors, I should say. Zachary Gordon was I feel like he was more of a jerk Greg. I mean, I know Greg is sometimes a jerk in the book.
Yeah.
But they really made him a jerk by casting him as. I think they made him a lot more. I'm trying to think of what the word is. Snotty, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
And then the movies just kind of went downhill like that, just kind of like the Chipmunks movies, because they ended up making a Roderick Rules and Dog Days. They skipped book 3 and went right to Dog Days.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't make any sense. But now here's the thing that just caught my eye here. In August of 2012, while doing press for Dog Days, Jeff Kinney, Zachary Gordon, and Robert Kaplan, these are all people in the movie, Jeff Kinney's the author, each indicated that there were no plans for a 4th film, but did not dismiss the possibility entirely. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, Ben, oh gosh, another one of these movies, really? Now, what it says down here is Jeff Kinney has indicated that instead of doing a live-action film, he would like to see it adapted into an animated film. Now, do you remember from the movie, they actually animated...
Yeah, like little tidbits of it.
Little tidbits from the book. And that was cool.
Yeah.
I would like to see a whole movie just like that. But maybe add color to it. I don't know. That I guess it's just a little theory, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you guys like 50 Shades of Grey, the movie, you guys can now pre-order the DVD on Amazon.
Whoa.
Awesome. Buy it on Amazon Instant Video for $15 on HD. Get all that 2 hours of HD
Greatness.
greatness. But anyways, other book adaptations. Let's see, what else is there? We've mentioned Harry Potter. We've mentioned 50 Shades of Grey. We've mentioned Wimpy Kid. Let me pull up a list here. This is the 16 best and worst Hollywood book adaptations. Oh yes! Oh, I almost forgot. Another one of those. Another great love flick, and I'm saying great in quotations for sarcasm use. Twilight.
Yeah.
Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. Movies that did not need to happen. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a guy and I don't believe in those kind of, it's a chick flick, and I understand it's a chick flick, and the girls were hooked. All the girls were hooked on those types of movies. But even then, the acting is still so bad when you watch it that it's just laughable. Now I did watch the first one.
Mm-hmm.
because I hadn't read the books and I was interested in seeing it, and that was a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of them?
No.
Okay, that's a good thing. Uh, the acting is so bad that, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing with Begin. You love the books, so you're obviously going to love the movies. Anyways, Twilight's one of them. They're saying Great Gatsby is a bad one. So I watched Gatsby. This is the new Gatsby movie. I'm assuming you haven't seen that with DiCaprio.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a very well made movie, I should say, when it comes to production value, and I guess, but it was a little too long, I would say. But anyways, next one we've got more bads here. Aragon. I didn't see the Aragon movie, but
You haven't seen the Aragon movie?
no.
Huh.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of it?
I kind of liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Let's see. It was an hour-and-a-half film. When a film's strongest performance is from a dragon, you know something's wrong. Lord of the Rings. That's another great one.
Yeah, that was
Lord of the Rings trilogy. I remember watching those probably 10 years ago. Watched all three of those. I think the second one the Two Towers or the Twin Towers, something like that.
Two Towers.
Two Towers. I keep saying Twin Towers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting 9/11 mixed up. But yeah, those were good. But this also leads me to another one of those really overrated movie series, and that's The Hobbit. I did watch the first one, and it was okay, I guess. But now they're thinking to themselves, okay, so since we made 3 Lord of the Rings movies, let's make 3 movies on The Hobbit when there was only 1 book that came out for it.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of unnecessary, I think. It was made by the same person who made Lord of the Rings, but it just didn't have that same feel, I guess.
Yeah.
Hunger Games. I keep forgetting the good ones. Hunger Games is great. It is great. I mean, it's still going right now. We have the second part of the final book coming out this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't think you've seen Mockingjay Part 1 yet.
No, I haven't.
And that was pretty good. It was mainly just a pump up for the second part. There was mainly just a lot of talking in it, of just kind of stuff that was going on. I've read all 3 of the books. So I already know what happens at the end. But, let's see. Next up here we've got Casino Royale. So James Bond in general, I guess. So I guess I didn't really think about that with Ian Fleming's original novel. Yeah, you gotta love the James Bond movies. I'm looking forward to Spectre this year. I think you and I are both gonna be seeing that. The Da Vinci Code is in the bad right now. I never read the Da Vinci Code. I've heard it's a very famous book. And Tom Hanks is in it. And National Treasure 2 is better. Well, that's not a lot saying it's Nicolas Cage, but let's see. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Never heard of it. Eat, Pray, Love. Oh, this is okay. Heard of that one, but Ryan Murphy directed that?
What?
All right. Ryan Murphy. So Ryan Murphy, he's directed Glee and American Horror Story. And he directed this adaptation of the book Eat, Pray, Love back in 2010, and this was a 140-minute long movie. I guess yeah, it's safe to say it should stick to school acapella. Well, that's the funny thing because Glee isn't acapella, so they're kind of wrong on that one. Pitch Perfect is acapella, but Glee is show choir. And then Glee got bad. It's on its final season right now, and it's like 5 episodes left, and I'm like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's just going downhill. Let's see. The next good and bad couple we have here. We have the good being No Country for Old Men, and the bad Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've never heard of those ones, so I can't say much about those. Life of Pi is on the next good. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's amazing, but I haven't seen it. It was a Cat in the Hat movie,
Yeah, there was a Cat in the Hat movie.
and Mike Myers played Cat in the Hat.
Yeah. Have you seriously never seen that movie?
I may have, but it was probably a long time ago because I have no memory of this.
You don't know
Everything-
how much
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, good.
It's big. I can't remember if it was good or bad. I probably liked it because I was a little kid, but I'm just seeing a lot of bad reviews for this. Like Rotten Tomatoes, 10%. Do you remember it being a bad movie?
Cat in the Hat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a kid last time I saw it, so it was probably good to me.
Last time I saw, back in the days when I was a kid. Now I'm a completely different person now. Unless Mike Myers can pull off a guy with whiskers. Anyways, so I guess that's the rest of the list there. So the main point of this subject is if you're gonna make a movie off of a book, make it so not only the original book readers enjoy it,
Yeah.
but also anybody who's looking for a good movie. Like Hunger Games, it's enjoyable for people who read the book, and it's also enjoyable for people who haven't read the book. I watched Hunger Games. I watched the first Hunger Games before I read the books, and I loved it. And then I ended up reading the books, and then saw Catching Fire. So that's one of those that actually works out well. Now I haven't read 50 Shades of Grey, and I don't plan on reading it ever in my life. But I think it's safe to say that it's not a movie that needs to be made. And we've clearly seen that when it comes to the reviews and all that. Because let me see. Let me look up here. Reviews 50 Shades of Grey. Let's see. It's got a 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Off to a great start. 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is still not very great. I haven't seen what IGN said about it. Let me see here. Because everybody cares about IGN. They gave it a 5 out of 10. That seems a little bit generous. Let's see. Good chemistry between leads, slick presentation, and writing so bad it's funny. All right, I can see that. Writing so bad it's bad is in the cons. Not enough sizzle and poorly structured. That's kind of weird, considering that you said that it's a slick presentation, but it's poorly structured. Do they mean like slick presentation by like the looks of it, like how well made it is, or? Well, I guess I could say that. Like the story is not good. Okay. 46% on Metacritic. Here we go. CNN. Something we can trust. You want to know what people are saying about 50 Shades of Grey? Oh, these are just reviews. It's not even telling us what they rate him as. As a fan of the book, hashtag 50 Shades of Grey, the movie was so disappointing. Oh man, I like this one. Listen to this one, Ben. This is Madison McFerrin, the songwriter. She says hashtag 50 Shades of Grey was legitimately awful. Like actually very, very bad. Just walk. Okay, this is another tweet from producer Ian. Just walked out of hashtag 50 Shades of Grey. Literally everyone is talking about how bad or boring it was, even the lady. If you don't like good stories, good acting, or good writing, then hashtag 50 Shades of Grey is for you. The special effects are awesome, though. Special effects? I don't know what you mean by special effects, but yes, gotta get that good sexual special effects. Who directed it? Sam Taylor Johnson. I would not put my name on that movie. It's so weird how directors have IMDb pages. Well, I guess. So that's that, I guess. If you're looking for a bad movie this weekend, go see that. Waste money. All right. I think we're done talking about that. And we've got about 20 minutes left in the show. I'm gonna make sure we covered everything we wanted to talk about this week. There wasn't a whole lot more to talk about this week because we had Ben coming late.
Yeah.
And we still need to figure out what day, or sorry, what day, the time for the podcast this week. Usually appointments don't go for more than an hour, do they?
Well, it depends, because I don't know if I'm getting my blood drawn or what.
So it's at 4:30. We can probably guess 6. Like I said, I'm gonna have to message him later. It may end up being. If it ends up being big for him, we might need to have him join us for the week after that.
Yeah.
I want to make sure the time works out for him. I don't want him staying up so late because I know he's a busy dude. But all right. Let's see. Oh yes, I wanted to feature this this picture that I found on Facebook. I don't know if you see this, Ben, but I'm going to share it here on the show. So this is a Jim Carrey wallpaper, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
And it's truly amazing because it literally features everything that he's been in, or every one of his great movies that he's been in, I should say. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Here it is.
That's amazing.
This is really amazing. So we got. I think this is like Bruce Almighty in the background. And then we've got Count Olaf inside here. And I'm assuming that in the middle is from, or no, that was Ben Stiller. I was thinking he was in Walter Mitty, but that was. Then you got the mask on the bottom left. Oh my God, I love the mask. Mask was one of my favorite movies. And then in the tree, you've got the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's a toaster involved. I don't know how that works, but I can't recognize any of the other ones here. I think the tree is the tree to the left is also a Lemony Snicket reference. I might be wrong on that. What that might be is from the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Is either that thing is either him in the middle or to the far right next to the or right up above the lighthouse. So that's pretty cool. So I just found that. So go check that out. It should just be like Jim Carrey, or I guess I don't know. Um, but going back to SNL 40, it was a great show. There was a lot of great musical performances. You can actually look up. I'm going to do the same thing that we did with the Super Bowl and actually look up some highlights and stuff. Here we go. Top 10 moments. I think the highlight of the night was definitely Celebrity Jeopardy. I think, Ben, you should go watch that, or I'll just have you watch that with me this weekend. Let's see. All right, so yeah, the first one that they say is the Celebrity Jeopardy making a triumphant return. Oh yes. So Betty White returns. She's 92 years old, Ben, and she's still
Wow.
still in great shape, and she's still hilarious. And so they did this sketch called The Californians. It was really weird. They had Taylor Swift in this, as well as Kristen Wiig and a couple other random people. But then they had Betty White and Bradley Cooper in it. And right at the end, I don't even remember what the story was. I'm gonna have to show you that later, Ben. But they literally had Betty White and Bradley Cooper making out at the end of the sketch, and it was the funniest thing ever. Because it was like a really like passionate love story, I guess it ended up being at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really fun. They had this one chick dressed up as Beyonce. It was funny, but then she kind of overdid it. Let's see. Oh, the Weekend Update. So Weekend Update is one of the more classic sketches of SNL. I think they do it every week. So this one has Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, and Jane Curtin. They have a cameo from Emma Stone. She reenacted one of the classic Weekend Update characters, Rosanna Dana. I think that's how you say her name. And then they had Ed Norton and Bill Hader. So did you see the Stefan Weekend Update thing?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. It was Seth Meyers interviewing Bill Hader, and he was this guy named Stefan, and he just did this really random story, and he ended up just laughing about it at the end. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey did a Wayne's World sketch, basically just talking about the best moments of SNL. Oh yes, they did a tribute to Chris Farley, the late Chris Farley. His famous character on SNL, Matt Foley, and I just spent the other night watching. I think it was like 5 or 6 of his Matt Foley sketches. It is one of the funniest things I've ever watched. He's also in this sketch with Adam Sandler and Jimmy Fallon, I think I want to say, and they're all dressed up as girls. And they're sitting in the middle of this cafeteria, and Chris Farley is like, he's kind of all sweet talk at first, but then like at one point, he like gets impatient because he's like super hungry. He's like, you know what I think, and he's like, I'm starving. He ends up going from a sweet talking lady voice to just this really low guy voice. It was just out of nowhere, and it cracked me up. So it was just a very big. My main point of this is, it was just a big celebrity reunion, I guess you could call it. Let me pull up the list. So you know Ben, how they usually on the start of every um, SNL episode they list off all the celebrities that are featured on the show.
Hmm.
So the segment where they had that went on for a good 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure. That's how many celebrities that were there. Um, oh my gosh, come on, Google. It's not loading. All right, whatever. Yeah, give it a point. It was a great show. You guys should definitely go look up the highlights of SNL 40. And if you guys watched SNL 40, comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the show. Oh yeah, Miley wasn't really dressed up creepily for once, and she sang a song, and it literally brought her back to her country roots.
Wow.
And it was like watching Hannah Montana just with a different look. It was so relieving, and it was so cool to have her do that because she sang this really old song. It was a remaster of a really old song, um, and she pulled it off so good. It was like that song was made for her.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to show you that too, Ben, because I'm not ashamed to say that I did watch a lot of Hannah Montana when I was in middle school because it was a funny show. I especially loved watching Jackson because he was just such a crazy character to watch, and there was a lot of funny moments in that show. Um, but she did a great job. She did a great job with the song, and I'm glad that she chose the style of song for a big show like that. And it just made the night a lot better because it was actually in my highlights for some of the best stuff that I saw that night. So, here's to Miley for not creeping all the children who are watching instead of a We Can't Stop music video where. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to talk about it.
I don't think anybody wants to talk about it.
Anybody wants to. I'm still trying to. We still have 8 minutes in this podcast. Then talk about something.
Yeah. Stuff.
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 Stuff. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, sorry we're not thinking of a whole lot of topics. We did not have a whole lot of time this week to think of some, but we'll hopefully be more prepared next week. But next week, either way, the show will be starting a little bit later than usual. We're hoping to start next week's show right around this time at 6. It just depends how his show goes. So we're hoping to have our guests with us next week, but we are still on a 50-50 chance that. Well, it's more of a 75-25 because I think he'll still be able to. Because we only really need to have him on for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to have. Oh, he's online. Let me message him that right now as we're speaking. Let me just see here. Okay, I'm messaging him what I tried to send him the other day, but it failed to send. Oh yeah. Also, you guys should request some Wii games for Ben and I to play for next month for Wii Wednesdays because we're going to be filming that pretty. We're going to be March is going to be coming pretty soon, so we're going to be starting to film the next month of games for Wii Wednesdays. So let us know what games you want to see.
Yes.
Matthew Jensen is just posting a lot of song lyrics, I guess. He posted he posted the entire lyrics to a Beyonce song. It's like literally a long comment
Huh.
of a Beyonce song. So Eric is. Oh, I just said his name. All right. Awesome. I said his name on the air. All right, whatever. He hasn't responded yet, so I'll wait for him. But pretend you guys didn't hear me there. No, they still don't know what game it is for though. So, ha! We won't say anything else. Oh yeah, did you see the post Morgan put up of the Panda Express fortune she got?
Oh yeah.
Before an evening of romance, turn off the cell phone. That is the fortune that our friend Morgan found in. Let me see if I can share it without showing her Facebook here. You know what? I'll just open it in a new tab. There we go. And keep her identity a secret. So here is the picture right here. So this is literally what she found. This was in her fortune in Panda Express today. And this is not really classified as a fortune, I would say. I remember we had Panda the other night, and I had gotten a really weird fortune. It wasn't even a fortune. There's been a lot of statements in those fortunes too.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least or I should say, there's a lot of fortunes that turn out to be like just plain statements, I guess. All right. Well, this is an awkward 5 minutes.
Yep.
Anything else that we need to cover on this week's show before we sign off?
Not that I know of.
We promise to be more prepared with topics next week. This week was just very busy, so
Yeah.
we promise to not disappoint you, unless we didn't disappoint you. That would be even better. Wow, the demo on Steam for this? Awesome. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up for this week's show. That's weird. Anyways, so once again, guys, let us know in the comments below what topics you guys want to talk about. We really need more topics to talk about. We've been having some trouble lately thinking of some topics to talk on the show. We really love doing this podcast for you guys, and we've been having a lot of fun doing it. But we need some stuff to talk about, and literally with all the busy stuff that's been going on, we haven't been really having a lot of time to think of the amount of topics or actually go into research with a lot of topics that we've been hearing about. So let us know in the comments below any topics you guys want us to talk about, and I'll probably even make a Facebook paste.
Yeah.
I'm gonna paste something on Facebook. I'm gonna post something on our Facebook page. It'll just be like a post saying, this is a paste saying, stop saying paste. This is a post requesting topics for the Friday show. So I'll just have you guys suggest topics for us to talk about. And other than that, stay tuned for the premiere of the all-new Spin for a Million tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to the show. It's been, let's see, I think it's been literally 4 years, I think, since the last episode. Well, 3 years. So if you guys are looking forward to the premiere of Spin for a Million, let us know, I should say, give this video a big thumbs up to let me know your guys' excitement for the show. I'm trying to drag this on a little bit longer because we have like a minute left. Ben, what's coming up on your channel?
Just more games and stuff.
More games and stuff.
You're really what I'm doing.
More games and stuff. That is the definition of YouTube. Oh, okay. I'll have to let him know what he said there. I just got a response back from him. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this week's show, please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps out a lot. Also, guys, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to both me and Ben. There will be annotations to the left and right of us to go subscribe to our channels. That would help out tremendously if you guys would go do that for us. And it looks like Larry 4009 will not be joining us for. Oh my gosh, Larry 4009 will not be joining us for tomorrow's episode. We'll probably have him in a future episode as well. He just messaged me. He's got a busy weekend coming up, so looks like it'll be just me. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Friday Show. If you guys enjoyed the show, let us know, and let us know how well we're doing on our show and what we can do to improve it, as well as any topics you guys want us to talk about or any questions. We will answer any questions, and I mean any questions you guys ask us in the comments below. That's how risky we're going to be with this show. We will answer any questions that you ask us.
Yep.
Do you have any birthmarks on you? When's your birthday? I don't know, just random questions like that. I don't know why that was the first question I thought of. Anyway.
Well.
We're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Friday Show. Thank you so much, Ben, for joining me as always. And stay tuned for Spin for a Million premiering tomorrow. Have a great weekend, everybody, if I don't see you guys this weekend on the show. And more information for signing up if you haven't yet will be coming in the episode tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Friday Show. As always, I'm Zach18.
I am Bean the Machine. I forgot.
You almost forgot his username, folks. That is a sign of a long, long week and a relief that it's Friday. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend and happy Friday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.